Hello everyone, myself Dr. Preeti Yadav. I am working as assistant professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. I am from Applied Science Department. Today I will discuss transformation of vectors and scalars under rotation transformation from Unit 1 and the lecture number 12. Before start vector and scalar transformation under rotation, firstly we will discuss what is vectors and scalars. As we all know, vectors is a physical quantity that has both magnitude as well as direction, and vectors are labeled by letters capped by a arrow. Capped by an arrow. For instance, here A is a vector and the arrow represent A is a vector quantity because arrow gives the direction of for the vector A. Sometimes we used a vector in bold face letter. Here also A represents for a vector. To describe a vector, to represent a vector, we must specify both its length as well as direction. For example, displacement, velocity, force, acceleration require, these are the vector quantity. Therefore, they require both magnitude as well as direction to describe these quantities completely. Next, scalars. Scalars is a quantity, physical quantity that is described by only magnitude, like length, area, volume, mass. These are the quantities that is described only by a single real number. There is no requirement for direction. Therefore, scalar is a quantity that has only magnitude, not direction. Here, length, area, volume, mass, etc. are a scalar quantity. Now, the main topic of today's lecture is transformation of vectors and scalars under rotation transformation. Firstly, we'll discuss two dimension 2D, and then in 3D we discuss transformation of vectors and scalars under rotation transformation. From the name, it is clear that we discuss vector and scalar under rotation. Means we consider one frame. Let us consider xy is a first frame. Then we rotate this frame by angle theta, and then discuss what is the effect of this rotation by an angle theta on vectors and scalars. Here we consider two coordinate system. First is xy and the second is x dash y dash. Y is rotated by angle theta. Therefore, x changes into x dash when there is a rotation by angle theta, by an angle theta. Similarly, on y axis, when we rotate this by an angle theta, then y changes into y dash. Now we consider a point P whose coordinates are xy in first coordinate system and x dash y dash in second coordinate system, x dash y dash. O is the origin. Now we have found in this topic what is the relation between rotational coordinates, means what is the relation between x dash with the not rotational coordinates, fixed coordinate x. Similarly, what is the relation between y dash and y? Now here O is equal to x. Also PB, here PB is also equal to x. These are the coordinates along x-axis. Similarly here OB, there OB, because this is along y-axis. Also AP is equal to y. Let these frame of reference rotated by angle theta, the no new coordinates in the rotated system x dash y dash. And here x dash is equal to PD. Here x dash, because is rotated an angle theta, and therefore x dash is equal to PD, and PD also equal to OC. This is also a x dash coordinate in rotating frame of reference. Similarly, y dash here, this is y dash, this is equal to OD, because this is along y dash axis. OD also equal to PC, yeah, or CP. This is equation 2. Now draw a perpendicular from A to PD, and the name of this, let this be AF. AF is a perpendicular on PD. Now in triangle OAE, in triangle OAE, here A is the perpendicular, therefore this angle is 90, and the sum of the other angle is also 90, therefore EOA plus OAE, that is equal to 90, because in triangle the total sum of the angles is 180 and this angle is 90 already, therefore the remaining angle in this triangle is 90. And OAE plus EAP is also equal to EAP also equal to 90. Therefore, EOA is equal to EAP is equal to theta. Therefore, this angle is theta and also this angle in theta. Therefore, in this angle, we find the value of cos theta, and we know that what is cos theta? Cos theta is equal to base upon my hypotenuse. Here, this is base, this is hypotenuse, and this is the perpendicular. Therefore, cos theta is equal to OE upon my OA. Cos theta is equal to OE upon OA. Therefore, what is the value of OE? OE is equal to OA cos theta. And we know that what is OA? OA is here x. Therefore, the value of OE is equal to x cos theta. This is equation 3. Similarly, sin theta in this angle, and we know that sin theta is perpendicular AE upon my hypotenuse OA. AE upon my hypotenuse OA, that is AE is equal to OA sin theta and OA is equal to x, therefore AE is equal to x sin theta. Similarly, in triangle FAP, in this triangle FAP, this is perpendicular because we draw perpendicular here. This is perpendicular, and front of perpendicular, this is a hypotenuse and this is a base. In this triangle, cos theta is equal to base, means AF upon my hypotenuse AP. AF upon my AP, therefore AF is equal to AP cos theta, and what is AP? AP is equal to Y. Therefore, cos theta is AF is equal to Y cos theta, equation 5. Similarly, sin theta, we know that sin theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, perpendicular here PF upon my AP. Therefore, FP or PF upon my AP, that is equal to FP AP sin theta. And we know that AP is equal to Y, therefore FP is equal to Y sin theta. And here x dash is equal to PD. Therefore, and PD is equal to PF plus FD. And FD is equal to here FD is equal PF plus FD, and FD is equal to here OE, because this is equal to this. Therefore, PF plus x dash is equal to PF plus OE. And what is the value of PF? Here, what is the value of PF or FP is equal to Y sin theta, and OE is equal to here x cos theta. Therefore, put all this value in this equation and we get x dash is equal to Y sin theta plus x cos theta. This is equation 7. Similarly, Y dash is equal to here, Y dash is equal to PC, and that is equal to also equal to EF. So now EF is equal to AF minus AE, because this EF is parallel to this, therefore this is equal to Y dash, and that EF is equal to total AF minus AE. AF minus AE, put the value of AF. AF is equal to here Y cos theta, and A is equal to here x sin theta. Therefore, this is the Y dash. Now, the equation 7, 8 represent the relation between rotating frame of reference means x dash and y dash with the fixed reference. Therefore, this equation 7 and 8 represents the transformation of vectors under rotation transformation. We can equation 7 and 8 also can be written as x dash is equal to, in terms of x, here theta is equal to x dash ox, we take cosine of angle. Similarly, here plus y, second coordinate sine x dash ox, x cos x dash ox plus y. If we take 90 degree minus x dash oy, because here x dash ox is angle theta and this angle is 90. Therefore, this angle x dash oy, this angle, because total angle is 90, therefore this angle is 90 minus theta, because this is already theta. Theta means x dash ox. Therefore, here we used 90 degree minus x dash oy. X dash ox is minus this angle is 90 minus this angle. X dash, or we know that sine 90 minus theta is equal to, in first quadrant, and sine change to cos. Therefore, we get the coordinate of x dash in terms of x is x cos x dash ox plus y cos x dash oy. Similarly, for y dash, we used here x, first coordinate cos. Here we change the coordinate along y axis, y dash ox plus y cos, here x dash replaced by y dash oy. These equation 9 and 10 also called the transformation equation under rotation. Scalars remains invariant under rotation. There is no change in scalars under rotation transformation. This is the transformation of vectors and scalars in 2D. Now we discuss 3D, three-dimensional rotation. Here there are three coordinates x, y, z, and these coordinates are rotated because there is a rotation, therefore rotated by angle theta. Then x dash change into x dash, y change into, y is also rotated by angle theta, therefore y change into y dash by an angle theta. Similarly, x change to x dash. If all the three axes are rotated, then the transformation equation are written as, from by this equation, here only two coordinates. Then we used here x dash, x first coordinate along x-axis, x angle cos this angle, x dash ox plus y in terms of this cos angle x dash oy plus z third x dash oz, and similarly for y, that is equal to x cos, here change x dash changed by y dash ox plus y cos y dash oy plus z cos y dash oz. And therefore we used here three-dimensional, therefore we use third coordinate z dash, that is equal to x cos, here z dash coordinates ox plus y cos z dash oy plus z cos z dash oz. Now this is a vector, therefore we used vector unit vectors along x, y, z axis are I cap, j cap, and k cap. For x, y, and z, and unit vector along x dash, y dash, z dash, along x dash, y dash, and z dash used by I cap prime, j cap prime, and k cap prime. Here, this is the representation of unit vectors. Here, I cap is along x-axis, I cap dash along x dash, y along y there is a j, and y dash and j cap dash along z axis there is a k unit vector, and along z dash there is a k dash unit vector. Now we know that in dot product we used cos angle, and the cos angle cos x dash ox. Here this is x dash x. Here represent cosine of the angle between these. X ox dash means first for x there is a unit vector I, and for the x dash we used a unit vector I cap dash. Because in cos we use dot product, therefore here we used I cap dot I cap dash, because we used x o x dash. Similarly, x dash oy means the angle between x dash and y. This angle x dash oy means unit vector for x dash I cap dash, and for y we used here j unit vector. Similarly, this angle is between x dash o z. X dash o z, this angle is cosine angle, that is x dash o z, and unit vector for x dash I dash cap dot, this unit vector for z, there is a k. Now we used a coefficient here. We used 1 1 1 for I dash equal I dash as well as I cap. Two coefficient we used for j cap and j cap dash, and 3 for k and k cap. Therefore, cos x dash ox is, for x dash there is a I dash cap dot I, that is equal to a11, because here is I cap dash dot I, both are I, therefore used here 1 1. X dash oi means I dash cap unit vector dot, for y there is a j. Here we used I dash 1 coefficient, and for j we used 2. Similarly, x dash oz, here we used I dash dot k, because for x dash I dash cap, and for j there is a k unit vector, and the coefficient for I dash is equal to 1, and for k we used 3. Similarly, cos y dash o x is equal to, here for y dash unit vector j cap dash dot, for x we used I cap, and for j cap dash coefficient 2 you used, therefore here a 2 1, and for I we used 1. Similarly, y dash oy means j cap dash dot j for y, that is equal to, we used 2 for both, therefore here coefficient a 2 2, because we used j cap dash is equal to j cap is equal to 2 coefficient. Cos y dash oz means j cap dash dot k unit vector, that is equal to, for j dash cap we use 2 unit vector 2 coefficient, and for k we use 3. Similarly, for z axis cos z dash ox, that is equal to k dash cap for z dash, and for x we used I cap, and for k dash we used 3. Therefore, here the coefficient a31. Cos z dash oy is equal to a32, and cos z dash oz k cap dash dot k cap is equal to a33, because we used k dash cap is equal to k cap is equal to 3. Now put all these values, put the value of cos here, cos theta in terms of coefficient. Therefore, we get here replace cos x dash by these coefficient a11 plus a12y plus a13z, equation 11. Similarly, y dash is equal to a21x plus a22y plus a23z, 12 equation, and z dash a31x plus a32y plus a33z. Now write this equation in terms of in matrix form. Here x dash y dash z dash is equal to coefficient of this a11 12 a13 a21 22 a23 a31 a32 a33 and xyz. And this is called, because this is the 3 by 3 matrix, therefore this represent direction coefficient cosines, and also called rotational matrix. And this is the relation, yeah, this is the vector transformation of scale vectors and scalars under rotation transformation. Now, what is the transformation of velocity? What is the effect of rotation transformation on velocity? And we all know that what is velocity? Velocity is rate of change of position vector. And here position vectors is x dash y dash here. Along x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. First of all, vx dash means after rotation, the velocity in rotating frame vx dash, that is equal to dx dash by dt. And from the equation 11, we put the value of x dash a11x, a12y, a13z. And differentiate this a11 dx by dt plus a12, this is constant, a12 dy by dt plus a13 dz by dt. Now dx by dt means vx means velocity in fixed frame, and similarly dy by dt means velocity along y-axis in fixed frame vy plus a13 dz by dt, velocity in fixed frame along z-axis. Similarly, velocity along velocity along y dash in rotating frame vy dash, that is equal to differentiation of y dash coordinate dy dash means position vector upon dt, and from this y dash is equal to a21x plus a22y plus a23z. Therefore here dy dash a21 dx by dt plus a22 dy by dt plus a23 dz by dt. Similarly, this is the velocity in fixed frame along x-axis vx, in fixed frame along y-axis vy, and along z-axis vz. Now, velocity in rotating frame along z-axis is vz dash, that is equal to dz dash by dt. And we get the value of vz dash is equal to a31 vx plus a32 vy plus a33 vz. Therefore, these are the velocity in the rotating frame of reference. Now, write these equation in matrix form. Here, vx dash, vy dash, and vz dash, and the coefficient is this a11, a12, a13, a21, a22, a23, a31, a32, a33, and here vx, vy, vz. And this is the transformation of velocity, because there is a transformation means under rotation, therefore represented by dash. Transformation of velocity under rotation transformation. Similarly, transformation of acceleration, we know that the acceleration is double derivative of position vector and single derivative of velocity. Now differentiate equation 11, this equation 2 times. Then we get d square x dash by dt square, here a11 d square x by dt square plus a12 d square y by dt square plus a13 d square z by dt square. This is equation 14. If no force is acting on the particle, then if there is no force, and we know that Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. If F is equal to 0, therefore acceleration is 0. And therefore this equal to d square x by dt square is equal to 0, d square y by dt square also equal to 0, and d square z by dt square is equal to 0 if there is no force act on the particle. Therefore there is no acceleration along x, y, and z axis in a fixed frame. Similarly, if these quantities are zero, therefore there is no acceleration in rotating frame. Therefore, d square x dash by dt square also equal to 0. Using this, similarly, the acceleration in y dash coordinate, d square y dash by dt square equal to d square z dash by dt square also equal to 0. If no force is acting on the particle, then on rotation also, no force will act on the particle. If there is no force act on the particle in a fixed frame, therefore there is no acceleration in the rotating frame. And equation 11 to 11 does not depend on P under rotation. Now the important question of related to today's lectures are, what is the effect of rotation transformation on vectors and scalars in 2-dimension and 3-dimension, 2D and 3D. Also derive the velocity and acceleration under rotation transformation. This is all about today's lecture. Thank you.